Hi, my name is Morgan Anderson, and I will be telling you the story, Dead or Alive, from Uruguay. Once there was a fool, and he decided to go out and cut some wood. So he grabbed a saw and climbed a tree and sat on a sturdy limb. And then he started sawing the very limb he was sitting on. Zzz, zzz, zzz. And then a woman walked by and noticed him up in the tree. Then she yelled out, "Stop, stop, you'll fall and hurt yourself. Stop." Now the fool just thought to himself, why doesn't she mind her own business? So the woman threw up her hands and went on her way. A few minutes later, crack, the branch broke and the fool fell to the ground. And then he cried, "Oh, that hurts!" Wait a minute, that woman said that branch would fall. It did fall. She said I would fall. I did. She said I'd hurt myself. I did. That woman must be a fortune teller. I better catch up with her so she can tell me more about my future. So he ran and ran until he caught up with her. And then he asked her, "Are you a fortune teller? Can you tell me everything that will happen?" And the woman said, "Oh no, not everything." Thinking to herself, how can I explain to such a fool I am not a fortune teller? And then he asked her, "Do you know when I'll die?" And then the woman said the first thing that popped into her head, when your donkey drinks 3 times along the road. And then the fool said, "Oh, thank you for warning me." And then he went back home. The next day, he set off to find his donkey. He finally found his donkey. And then they set off on a ride. Giddy up, 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 up. And then his donkey took a drink. The fool hadn't remembered yet what the woman had said, but he did remember when his donkey took a second drink along the road. And then he said, "Oh no, one more drink and I'm a goner." And before he could stop her, his donkey took a third drink. And then the poor fool just cried, "Well, I guess that's it. I'm dead." So he got off his donkey and lay on the ground and closed his eyes. And since there's no shortage of fools in these parts, 2 more nincompoops had to come along. And then one of them said, "Aw, poor fella, he must be dead." "How do you know?" "Because his eyes are closed, you knucklehead." Oh, you got a point there. So, should we go get a coffin or something to put him in? Sure. So they set off to find a coffin. A little while later, they came back with one and put the dead fool in it. And then they went off to the graveyard. A few minutes later, they came to a fork in the road. And then they started arguing. "Go to the left." "No, go to the right." And it went on and on. Left, right, left, right. And finally, the dead fool spoke up. "When I was alive, I went to the left." And then the 2 fools dropped the coffin and screamed, "Ah, he must have already turned into a ghost!" and ran home off into the darkness. The fool just lay there till nightfall. And then he went home. The fool was never the same again. He must have knocked some sense into his head when he took that fall off that tree limb. Of course, the fool did use his brain much more often now. The end.